opened up, um, it had such like a 70s sound to it. It reminded me, I'd have to, it reminded me of like the theme from The Love Boat with the instrumentation and the
Yeah,
overall
yeah,
sound.
yeah.
Like I'd have to listen to the theme from The Love Boat again to compare them, but I will not do that because then the Love Boat theme will be stuck in my head the whole day,
You will
you know,
not do
or the
that.
whole week.
Yeah, yeah.
But the instrumentation, in fact, I said something when I was doing the reaction that I mentioned that, and then like right after, it's like, oh, it changed. So I was like, oh, this is 75. And I said something like, well, not anymore. So
Now I'm trying to remember what the Love Boat song theme was. What was that? Love Boat or something? No.
love, exciting and deep. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Hey, thanks for tuning into the music. And my name's Chris. I'm here with my buddy Greg, and we're here to react to the song. I am actually going to do the reaction, and Greg is going to provide the song. So, Greg, what you got?
I've got Dennis and Lois.
Oh, I never heard of those two.
Yeah, well, I think on the other side of this reaction, we're going to talk a little bit about them. And so the Happy Mondays put a song out some years ago called Dennis and Lois.
Oh, okay, that's the band. I didn't know if there was
Happy
Dennis and Lois
Mondays, right? Do you
was
remember them? Do you remember that group?
yes, I do. I didn't know if Dennis and Lois was some musical duo.
No, we'll talk about it. But
Okay.
yeah, we did that first song, that Kinky Afro.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I know you
Yeah.
liked it, and we got a lot of good feedback on that one. So yeah, so go check this out. Come on
Okay.
back and then tell me what you think.
All right, cool. That is such a 70s sound. But not anymore. Good deal.
Hey man, I see you
Hey,
back
I'm back.
in that bright white shirt.
Really?
Well,
Let
at
me
least you clean your shirts very well.
let me talk to the lighting guy. Maybe tone it down a bit. Uh,
So, what do you say
okay. I
about
guess you
Dennis and
want to know what
Lois?
I think. What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, Dennis and Lois.
Okay, Dennis and Lois. I
How
like the
how are
song.
they? Yeah, cool,
They're good. They're good musically. Um, yes, I like this song. So we got 2 out of 2 from what I've heard of theirs.
excellent.
Um, I don't know how their other stuff is, but they kind of they're like kind of like they set a groove, and
Yeah,
uh, I I know you probably love this song because you like this kind of music where you got a riff going for a while and you're building around, kind of weaving something around it. So I think the riff would be, well, really it's the chords are right.
yeah,
If I gave it
yeah.
any justice there, but which I thought was really cool. Now, when the song opened up, um, it had such like a 70s sound to it. It reminded me, I'd have to, it reminded me of like the theme from the Love Boat with the instrumentation and those
Yeah,
all sound
yeah, yeah.
like I'd have to listen to the theme from the Love Boat again to compare them, but I will not do that because then the Love Boat theme will be stuck in my head the whole day,
You will not do
or a
that.
whole week.
Yeah, yeah.
But the instrumentation, in fact, I said something when I was doing the reaction that I mentioned that, and then like right after, it's like, oh, it changed. So I was like, oh, this is 75. And I said something like, well, not anymore. So
Now I'm
uh,
trying to remember what the Love Boat song theme was. What was that? Love Boat or something? No.
love, exciting and new. Yeah,
Isn't it? Isn't it
that's my
though?
lounge lizard imitation there.
Chris, isn't love exactly that? Excited and new.
Exciting and new. No,
Yeah.
only in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then
And then
then you're like, well, we're
and
good.
strangling and it sucks.
Then it's like, no, we're here for companionship. Yeah, it's like,
I
no more sex, no more excitement.
hope my wife doesn't see this reaction. uh no, love,
No, it goes through phases.
we go through phases.
It goes through
Absolutely.
phases. Relationships go through phases. What?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm totally agreeing with you. We
Yeah,
go through
yeah.
phases. Yeah.
That's why some relationships don't last because people think that initial phase of infatuation should go on and on. But anyway, back to the song.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know if this affected Dennis and Lois. I don't know if their relationship went that way, but you tell me what it's about.
All right. So first off, let me tell you that that 70s sound, I remember when I had first heard this and then like after, that, there were elements like that that would just remind me of like almost like I don't know about the 70s, but just kind of a throwback to like, past times and all like that. So
Mhm.
um
There were lots of sounds in the 70s. It's just that that particular
yeah,
one was, I know it from the 70s. It's not like all 70s
right. And
sounded that
I
way.
think this might be another band from Manchester or a town that's close to it. And the reason why I bring that up, right? Because when you think about the Stone Roses and like that first album they put out and some of those songs where
Yeah,
critics kind of made a connection to the 60s,
right,
there's a
right.
certain 60s sound, you got to really give credit to those bands, right? Young guys who obviously were listening and were influenced by music from the past and they which implemented some of that, a lot of that
Mhm.
into their music,
Yeah.
just certain sounds, a certain vibe, certain whatever, I think
Yeah, they took that and they,
probably
yeah,
helped
that influence and made it their own.
made it their
Their
own.
own
I
spin
think
on
that,
it. Yeah, which
yeah,
I mean
absolutely
that's
made
what
it so
happens
effective.
with music, but that particular, it seems
Yeah,
like at least the bands we've covered from Manchester definitely show that influence.
right. So I'm going to go to a couple of things I have up here to tell you about what the song's about. Um, and so I got one thing for I think Genius. And so from what I understand, so I'm going to read off this one blurb that someone had written in Genius. The song title refers to famous music
That's
fan
genius lyrics, right?
Genius lyrics.
Okay.
Uh, the song title refers to famous music fans Dennis Anderson and Lois Calet or Calet.
Mhm.
They became friends with the band after giving them a tour of New York City during the production of Pills and Thrills. So this song is from this. I don't know what number this is. Oh, this third studio. I wrote it down. Their third studio album, Pills and Thrills and Belly Aches.
Mhm.
And this is actually the one that has Kinky Afro, the one that you
Yeah, I
reacted
thought
to a
yeah,
couple of
because they
months
showed
ago.
the album cover on the video. I thought it was
Yeah,
familiar. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So this one, and I do have this one on my iPod, and it's got a lot of great stuff. I
Was
don't.
this wait, was this a request?
Um, no, see, so that's the thing. I've been seeing Happy Mondays here and there. I can't tell you if this particular song was requested,
No, but
but
More
it's like, hey,
Happy
more
Monday
Happy
was
Mondays, more Happy
requested, right?
Mondays. And I think it
Uh-huh.
has been. I think it's maybe been requested here and
Okay.
there, but like in certain song threads that are not the Happy Mondays, it was hard to go back.
Mhm.
But this one actually has always been. This like stands out to me like as one of my favorites off the album.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey man, if I'm gonna do more Happy Mondays, I'm gonna give you something that I really know and love, and then maybe after this one, we'll get more feedback
Hmm.
and they'll take us down the road with some other
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm definitely open to doing more Happy
such
Monday
a great
stuff.
sound, huh? Just a
Yeah.
really. And one more thing before I get into what's like behind the song, why they wrote it, um, or why they titled it Dennis and Lois,
Hmm.
is that just about that riff thing. Yeah, I was thinking about that because we just did one for I think the Charlatans, right? One to
Hmm.
another. I think that's the name of the song,
Hmm.
and that had that hook, that guitar hook, and it
Yeah.
just carried it through. You know, there's like a dance element. I don't know about that particular song from the
Yeah,
Charlatans, but
because the repetitions there
the repetitions there,
for a long
and
period of time,
and I
relatively long period of time.
yeah, and like I've talked before about like my days in the nightclubs and dancing and stuff like that, and there's just this. I love songs like this, where and I actually even wrote this down. So funny you brought that up because I wrote this down where you can dance or chill and vibe to the music, and that's what I love about this song.
Hmm.
That this kind of like where if you wanted to move and groove and get up and like you can do that because it's that kind of music, but it's
Like I
also
always
one
do.
where you
Yeah.
could sit down and just vibe to it. You don't have to
Yeah.
dance. There's just
Right.
some dance music that you kind of poked a hole through it, and is kind of that's really all it is. Just get up there, and it's got those sort of beat
Hmm.
sounds, and you dance. This actually has way more than just that. And like
Hmm.
I said, it gives you both. And um, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm attracted to. But and anyway, um, so this one, right? So the song title refers to right Dennis Anderson and Lois Calet. They became friends again with the band after giving them a tour of New York City during the production of this album. The song was likely written before the name was chosen, so they are probably unrelated. And I actually looked at some other things too, and what people think is um, that this album was already in production at the time that the band met Dennis and Lois, and so it's likely that after they met them and were influenced and um, they went back and just kind of took their names and just put it to a song. Because really, when you look at the lyrics, there's really nothing.
So it's just for the title.
I think just for the title, from what I
Okay.
understand, like a
Okay.
little tribute, like maybe they weren't really sure
I
what to
didn't know if
name
they
the
stripped
song.
out the original lyrics and put
Yeah,
more
no,
in,
yeah.
others
My
in.
understanding it was kind of already written and
Yeah.
already in production, and then they just named it, as a little kind of nod, to the
Right.
friendship that they
Oh,
struck
that's
up with
cool.
them,
That's good.
because supposedly they took him around New York City and gave him a tour, and it was I think it was a friendship that lasted, and maybe they still know each other. Dennis and Lois, they seem to be they're an older couple now. I think they're still alive, but they are music fans. I think
Hmm.
especially rock music fans,
Hmm.
and so they go back to the days of like CBGB and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so in 2017, there was a documentary that was made about them. Go check out that documentary. I'm sure it's floating around somewhere. And
Cool.
that's kind of yeah, yeah. So I love those bongos or congos or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. That's in
that
the
kind of
opening
starts
too.
the
Yeah.
song like that,
Yeah.
and then the keys and the guitar and everything. The bass is healthy. I love it. Um, yeah, just bouncy and light and everything, just really great. And Sean Ryder is the singer,
Hmm.
and he's some character. From after that first song that we dropped, people were commenting about Sean. In fact, one
Hmm.
guy actually said that he was online in a store with him, and I think at a bank or something, and he was getting impatient or really pissed off about, and he started screaming and yelling and ranting and stuff like that. And he said that's kind of like Sean. I think he had gone through like addiction, a severe drug addiction, and stuff like that. I believe he persevered though. He got through that. So um, Yeah, really interesting guy and band, and really
Mm,
interesting music too. So,
yeah,
I gotta tell you, I don't really know a lot of their music outside of that album. So, the fact that this is their third one, so I'm really interested in taking, a step backwards into their first and second ones, and that's where, I'm gonna ask Happy Monday fans to really, you know, to let us know. I mean, it'd
yeah.
be great if you
Recommend
say more
them.
Happy Mondays, but throw out some ideas. I mean, we'll get to what we can, but would definitely love your input. Yeah. So
Definitely.
cool. Glad you like this,
Yep.
and I'm going to take us out and say, Chris, have a good night, and to everyone out there, hope you liked the episode, and if you did, hit the like button, and if you haven't yet subscribed, well, please do so. This is great. We're going up, up, up. And that said, we'll see everyone on the next episode of Into the Music.